Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar. We're going to be discussing Microsoft's new commerce experience. I am pleased to be joined by Paul today. He's our Head of Business Development. My name is Martin. I am the Technical Support Manager here. So let's get started. So about SMS, we're just going to do a quick introduction about the company. SMS is a Microsoft Gold partner. We specialise in providing managed services for the SME and mid-market clients. We have been established for over 15 years and we've got over 4,500 clients on our books. We are ISO 9001 and 27701 certified. And we are here to provide 24/7, 365 day a year business support for our customers for all our services. We are an agile and innovative. We tailor our support for service for truly customer centric. And we are ideally placed to offer IT advice for your business needs to be successful. We also can help to get the most out of services such as Azure, Modern Day Workplace and Dynamics 365. So let's get started with today's webinar. So I'm going to just pass this over to Paul in a minute just to discuss these things. So basically, there's two major changes that are going to be going on with CSP program. Paul, do you want to explain that to the viewers today for me, please?
Yeah, thanks, Martin. Hi, good afternoon to you all. So yeah, just so Microsoft's new commerce experience, known as NCE, was announced last year, and there'll be changes in their licensing. So just to take you through those with a couple of scenarios, what they mean, what you can do to mitigate the impact of these. So firstly, just to briefly mention, if you want to buy Microsoft licensing today, you have 6 channels open to you. So they start with EA Enterprise Agreement, as the name suggests, that's for large clients. Then we've got Select Plus, MPSA, Open, CSP, or sometimes known as monthly billing, and then we have Web Direct. So that's where you can purchase directly with a credit card from the Office 365 website. So Microsoft say over the years that's become convoluted. So it's quite confusing to know, which licensing solutions is best for your business. So what they're doing about that is they changed the model, and they're changing the model into 3 clear tiers. So all of the other options are disappearing. So once Microsoft do this, which is very soon, we'll be just left with 3 tiers, and they will be Enterprise Agreement, CSP option, which is also known as monthly billing, where you work with a direct partner such as SMS. We would re-transact on your behalf, so you leverage the partner value add and discounts we get because we offer services to multiple customers. And then the third one left will be Web Direct option. There are some key changes to this. This option is where customers who cannot get CSP option because of credit, etc. And so the new commerce experience, shortened, we call it NCE, Microsoft NCE. So that will come into effect from March the 1st, 2022. So March onwards, you can only buy per person or per seat licenses using CSP licensing. So for example, you cannot buy M365 Business Standard, Business Premium, E3 or E5 licenses without a CSP agreement in place, as these licenses are seat-based. So this means you'll no longer be able to get per seat licenses on any other type of agreement outside of EA, which is for large organizations. So there's 2 major changes to the CSP program. First, there's a global price increase on some of the most popular licensing products for commercial clients. It doesn't yet affect anybody in the public sector, but certainly for business, there is a global price increase that comes into effect at the beginning of March in a couple of weeks. So the second main change is to the contract arrangements around CSP and how that works, especially the flexibility that we enjoy when it comes to our Microsoft licensing. So just moving on to the next slide. Thanks.
Yeah, so we're going to be just discussing the time frame now when this is going to happen. Isn't that right, Paul?
Yeah, certainly. So yeah, so just to go through the key dates of how these things come into force. In January, general availability for the new NCE subscriptions with the new T&Cs have become available. On the 1st of March, price increase comes into effect. And from the 10th of March onwards, all new Microsoft licensing subscriptions that were brought through CSP are really subject to the NCE subscription terms. So you won't be able to start a new subscription from the 10th of March, and from 30th June, any CSP renewals that come along will have to be on the new NCE platform with the new terms and conditions. So just moving on to the next slide there.
Yeah, so these are the new prices increases, isn't that right?
Yeah, certainly. So to take a look at the price increases, Microsoft announced back in August last year that they were going to increase the pricing globally on some key SKUs, some key products. These products being M365 Business Basic, Business Premium, Office 365, E1, E3 and E5, and Microsoft 365 E3. These are the most popular SKUs. Those pricing increases that are happening have only been announced so far in USD, and we'll know a few days before 1st of March when Microsoft re-release the price for the back period in GBP shortly. So one of the things we can want to think about is how can we mitigate that increase. These products are going to be going up by approximately 20% from 1st of March, and those people, for those people that aren't locked in, what that will mean is if you come to sign a new agreement or renew an agreement after the 1st of March, you're subject to that price increase. So what about the T&Cs in the NCE? What's effectively happening until this point? That's under CSP in the UK. So you agreed to purchase a Microsoft license for a year. You can either pay annually or monthly, and you had no restrictions. So you could adjust these licenses numbers up and down every month. So you could go from 5 users in January, 20 users in February, and back down to 5 users in March without penalty. So Microsoft are looking to change that with the NCE. And yeah, so just moving to the next.
Yeah, so this is just is this just a summary then? What are the breakdown then, Paul? Is that what this is regarding?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all going to end the patent to sign, even if you wait until after June on your next renewal. So there'll be 3 different subscriptions. There'll still be the monthly subscription option where you pay monthly, and you can increase and you can decrease as you wish, or you can remain at the same level. So that stays there. However, as mentioned, that's subject to a charge at 20% premium approximately for that privilege. So if you want to continue to go up from 5 users to 20 users back down to 5, then you're gonna pay that. So you get the flexibility, at that cost. The other option is a 12-month subscription. So these launched in January, so you're able to take out subscriptions under NCE from now for 12 months, and that locks you into the price at which the existing prices. It'll lock you into that price for 12 months. And again, you've got the option to pay monthly or annually. You can still increase your seats as you may want to each month, but you can't decrease them. And the third type of subscription is a 36-month. So, you know, Microsoft aren't going to release this until at least second quarter this year. So that will allow, when that comes into play, that will allow you to pay monthly, annually, or prepay the whole contract up front. Again, you'll only be able to increase your seats with the 36-month as well. You cannot decrease them. So you'll lock in at that price at the point for 3 years, 36 months. So whatever option you choose, it's quite important to understand the cancellation terms. So Microsoft are extremely strict about this. They've got this 72-hour cancellation rule. So it's quite important, that is. So whether it's a monthly, 12-month or 36-month, if you purchase any of these licenses, you're liable for those costs for the whole term. If you cancel outside of the 72 hours on purchasing. So Microsoft measured this from the point of purchase and not the point of license activation. So that's quite important to understand. If, for example, you took a 12-month subscription and then you didn't cancel, if you wanted to cancel it, you didn't cancel it within the 72-hour window, then you're liable for the whole of the cost for the 12 months. Similarly with the monthly, if you didn't cancel that within 72 hours, you're liable for 30 days cost, and also for the 36 the same. So that's that's the cancellation side. It's important to bear that in mind. So moving forward, please, to the next.
Yeah, so we've got some different plans. Do you want to just explain that for me, please?
Yeah, certainly. So if you take out a 12-month agreement on the new NCE terms, do you delay that impact of 20% price hike before, and time is of the essence, so that's before the end of February. And if you lock that in, you lock that price in for 12 months, obviously you're going to lose the flexibility you enjoy at the moment in terms of, decreasing your licensing that we may be used to on a month-to-month. So with an existing CSP agreement, they will run until their renewal date. So whenever you took out your CSP agreement, at that point you entered into hypothetically a 12-month contract, and you'll have a renewal date. So that might be in June as an example, in which case your CSP agreement at present will run until June. So when you get into June, if you do nothing and just let it roll and then renew in July, you'd have to renew on the 20% increased price, as opposed to if you took out another contract now before March, you'd exercise the 20% discount. Well, I should say you wouldn't get the 20% price hike. So there's a bit of a trade-off here. Do I hold on to the flexibility whilst paying the extra 20% price? And for those people that are buying direct from Microsoft, they're people that put in their credit card into the O365 portal and have that monthly payment option for 12-month subscriptions, and that's also going to be subject to a significant uplift as well. So here at SMS we can certainly help signing up to new terms, if you wanted a 12-month certainly, or even a 30, a 1 month as well. So what are the options to mitigate the price increase, and what can we do to reduce that? So you enter into a 12-month agreement with a new NCE. yeah, you're not subject to a price hike before 1st of March, remember the date. So you can also mix and match your licensing agreements. So you could say, I'm an organization of, well, I spoke to someone last week actually. So he had 100 users on Office 365. So he asked me, what's the best way forward? His situation is that he's got 70 users that are permanent staff and 20 who are contractors who come and go according to the season. So I know a lot of you will be a lot less than 100 users, but let's go with this as an example. Principally, it's the same. So I could say I put 70 of those permanent staff users on a 12-month NCE agreement and secure 1 year price, existing prices. So 70 of them, you're not going to have the 20% increase. And I could take 30 of those users and leave them on the rolling monthly agreement. So that would give me complete flexibility to reduce those users up and down accordingly. So I know there's change coming, and you're going to need to reduce it. So you could minimize it by a mix and match approach type of strategy. So that's certainly an option. You have both a monthly term and an annual term as well. So also review your licensing consumption, make sure that your licensing that you have, that you're purchasing, is what you need, and no more than you need, because going down will no longer be an option unless you're on the 30, unless you're on the monthly. So yeah, moving on to the next slide, please, Martin.
Yeah, so we've got some questions there that some of our clients might want to know. So I'll just ask them to you, Paul, and then you give us the answers to everyone. That would be great. So one of them is, will my current subscription increase in March 2022?
So as your current subscriptions are based on an annual agreement, the price increases only come into effect on the renewal date of the existing subscriptions.
Okay, that's great. Another question is, if I renew my current subscription before the price increase in March, do they remain fixed for another 12 months?
Yes, however, you cannot renew early to beat the price increase. NCE long-term commitment may be a better option for cost savings.
Okay. Can I take advantage of any NCE promotions in February, even though I'm still within my current contract commitment?
Yes, if you wish to take advantage of NCE at any time, you can switch from your current program without penalty.
That's great. Can I mix and blend solutions at all? Is that possible?
Yes, absolutely. So you can take a range of subscriptions within one tenancy. For example, take a watermark quantity on 12-month for permanent long-term staff, and subscriber number on a monthly term for the contract staff, where you may go up or down.
That's great. We do have some questions that have come in from people that are watching. If we can answer them if possible. So I've got an Andy from Manchester. He's asked, Paul, can we lock the prices for multi-year subscriptions, if any, if we buy a 3-year plan?
Yeah, no, that's not actually available until Q2, the 36-month contract.
Okay.
If that's, I mean, the 36-month subscription as part of NCE multi-year pricing, that's available. This subscription will allow you to secure a 3-year price uplift. So existing prices, current prices. So giving you security and potentially a large cost saving across the period with this subscription. So you will have the option to be billed monthly, annually, or even pay upfront on that one. But again, Remember, you've got the 72-hour cancellation window for that. Otherwise, you're locked into a 3-year commitment there.
Okay, that's great. We've got one from Dave from London. He's asked, hi guys, how does this affect my SMS reseller as I currently sell 365 packages to my clients?
Okay, so that one, there may be a couple of changes, but on that particular one, because there's quite a lot of variables in that, we could arrange a call with you, Dave, and go through that individually with you.
Okay, no, that's fine. We can get Dave's details and then we can get someone to contact him regarding that after today's webinar.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's great. We've got a Deborah as well. She's from Wales. She's asked, how easy is it to transfer from another Microsoft provider to SMS? Is this fast? Do we take care of everything? Any email loss? Thanks. That's probably one more for myself. Basically, we can transfer from another provider for you. It would be a case of doing a tenant transfer, which we would provide you a link. This link would then allow you to sign into your 365 account, and it's a case of approving the request to transfer into us. We would create the billing account for you with ourselves. And because you're transferring a 365 tenant into another 365 tenant, there wouldn't be any loss of service because it would be a case of just changing the current provider that you're with and changing it to ourselves. So it's effectively like flicking on a light switch effectively. And then once that comes into ourselves, you won't notice any difference from your side. It will just be the fact you're now paying us for your services, basically. So I hope that answers your question, Deborah. We've got one from Andy from Manchester. He says, thanks, Paul, for a very interesting webinar. What are the advantages of buying through SMS rather than direct from Microsoft?
So here the advantages are that you can leverage our technical skills and experience has been a long time established in the Microsoft stack for many years. So you'd get that as a big value add, as well as we can provide discounting because we service a high volume of clients. We have in the region of over 4,000 clients, and we can pass that on to our clients. So certainly, if you purchase yourself, you're left on your own to a certain point. Buying through a partner like SMS, we have that technical experience that we can support you with.
No, that's great. Exactly. Yeah. So we've got just a couple from Colin. He's asked, we're looking to get our servers out of the office into the cloud. Is this something SMS can help with? So it's more of a maybe one for myself.
Yes.
It is something we can look at, but we need to discuss this with you because it depends on what current systems that you've got in place, which servers you've got in the office. But there is options within 365, especially with things like 365 and Azure. So there is options available, but this will be something we'd have to discuss with yourself basically regarding that and what you've got currently, and then we can look into the services that are available and provide advice on what we can do for you basically. That's something we'd need to contact you over regarding that one. We've just got one final one. He has also asked, also we pay a lot of money for our phone system, and we really want to move it using Teams to call. We'd like to keep everything with one provider if possible. So yeah, we do provide a service on Teams that acts as a phone system, and we can look at moving your current phone system into the cloud. There is options to transfer numbers as well. So you've got certain numbers that you currently use. We can look at transferring them into Teams, and then bring everything into the one system, so you've got everything under one umbrella. That's definitely something that we can discuss with you, and we can contact you regarding that and just advise what services that we have. But it is something that is definitely possible to be done, and we can relatively do it. It usually takes a few weeks for a number to be transferred in, but typically we get that taken care of for you. Let me just see if there's any other questions. I don't think there is at the moment. Let me just have a quick look. No, I think that's it. I think what we've got for today. The next steps, what we need to do, Paul, would it obviously speak to a sales executive regarding this? How would we go about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we welcome you to speak to us, to get in touch, speak to a sales executive, speak to us, speak to myself, email across. We have a accounts ticket via your, you could call sales or open an accounts ticket via your account. So that's one way, so that it's a faster way to get through to us, and we can action that pretty much immediately.
Oh, that's great. And some of these options to migrate, is that just as it says on screen? Is that how these customers would migrate to this new price plan that's coming out?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a lot of people would fall into that category where they'd, the strategy would be good to mix and match according to, they may have part of their business which is seasonal, where they get particular spikes in trade, or they need certain employees, licenses, etc. And the mix and match approach, I think, certainly will enter into a 12-month agreement if you know that you're going to stay at a certain level. If you can't foresee any changes, certainly, yeah.
No, yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're just going to wrap up today's webinar. I would like to thank Paul for doing the webinar for us today. And if you need to contact us for more information, inquire about this new scheme that's coming out on 365, then please do call our sales team on 01925 818 448. You can open an accounts ticket via the portal, which is portal.simplyms.com/myaccount. If you need to contact support for any reason, if you want to discuss migrating to 365 or any 365 questions or any other support questions, then please do so on 01925 818 252. You can also open the support ticket as well on the link I've just mentioned. Our website is simplymailsolutions.com. Help and support you can get on smshelp.co.uk. We've got plenty of resources on there, guides, how-to guides, further information on the products that we have from a support perspective. And we have webinars, and our YouTube channel can be accessed via simplymailsolutions.com/webinars. So I'd just like to thank everyone today for watching. I hope to see you again soon, and everyone take care. Thanks for now.
Thank you very much. Bye all.